Hit up, fools. Welcome to episode 205 of the Juices Loose podcast. I am your illustrious host, Big T. And we're short a couple of gents right now. Actually, Terrell will be joining us later. He's having PC problems, PC Master Race. And so, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off what we usually do with what you've been playing. So let's start with Robert. What have you been playing, man?
I've been playing everything in the world. I played at least 10 hours of games every minute.
You liar.
He's got 25 hours in Octopath Traveler.
Lying through his avatar.
Yeah, I mean, 25 hours, probably more like 25 minutes. No, but like, I did, and I wanted to bring this out. I did go to Dave & Buster's over the week, and I gotta say, I did play some Nintendo arcade machines. That was pretty damn cool. I played this Luigi's Mansion arcade that it's literally you hold the poltergeist and you hold it in your hand and it vibrates and it like moves up and down. That sounds really hard. That sounds
You
really
mean
bad.
Poltergust?
What did I say?
Oh, Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist. I'm sorry, I haven't played the game.
That's a scary ass film as well, Poltergeist. You know,
That's a PG horror film.
Yeah.
And it was pretty damn cool because you would like aim the screen and you'd move the poltergeist around and it vibrate and move. Again, it sounds weird the way I'm saying it, but it was pretty damn entertaining. And this kid kept wanting to go into the booth, but like I was there and I'm like, dude, kid, move away from the booth. I'm trying to play. And then but it was really enjoyable. I thought that was really cool. They had the Mario Kart arcade, which again, I thought these were only in Japan. I thought only Mario Kart was here, but I didn't know Luigi's Mansion was here. And it was super damn cool also that because I won every single match I played with my friends and with randoms. I won every single one. And I was always Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. Obviously, he plays like Pac-Man and stuff, but I was like, Bowser Jr. is my guy. I got to play as him. And I won every single time. It was awesome. Nice. And they also had, surprisingly, I didn't even know this was a thing, a Mario and Sonic Olympic game arcade machine. And that was pretty cool, too. Yeah.
Really?
And you would, they had a bunch of, the running, they had the long jump, all that kind of stuff. And you would literally, it'd be like a trackpad where you literally would run and jump. It was so super weird, like physically jump. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I enjoyed it a lot. And that's what I've been playing. Was some arcade machines, yo.
All right. Well, that counts. So, especially for you. Clocked it. What about you, man?
yeah, I'm pretty boring. I haven't changed from last week, so I'm still playing Octopath. But I've finally done chapter 1 for all characters now. So I'm just deciding where to go for chapter 2. But like I said, I'm loving the game anyway. One game I bought a while ago, and I've only just been dabbling in right now, is Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I went online. I know we were talking about the other week what games you think you're good on.
Mm-hmm. Oh no!
But I thought Tetris was one of those games. I was like, right, let me just go in Tetris mode now. I don't care if I play against other Tetris players or Puyo Puyo players. I can hold my ground, and I got my ass whooped. And just tears in my eyes. I was like, oh shit, man, are you speaking on Tetris? What happened, you old ass motherfucker, man?
Yeah. You suck at Street Fighter Alpha too, as well.
You best watch your mouth, you know what I'm saying? Watch your
Wow.
mouth. But Puyo Puyo Tetris is really, really good. And it doesn't matter whether you like Tetris or Puyo Puyo. Control wise, it's great. Speed wise, it's great. It's got all the things I love about Tetris that they brought back. Being able to hold an extra block in the corner or pressing up on the D-pad, and then the block instantly appears, at the base of whatever it is and all this stuff. But
when your D-pad isn't exactly accurate and you hit over and it hits up, then that sucks.
Yeah. So I got this little thing that I do with the Joy-Cons when they're in their bracket, because where the D-pad is. If you use the Joy-Cons in the bracket, the D-pad, I say that with quotations, is quite low down on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, actually unslot the left Joy-Con, wedge it in enough so it stays firm, but it's lifted up a bit more.
Oh yeah.
So it's a bit more level.
I never thought of it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty comfortable as long as you can get it to stick there. It's, it's a bit of a fine balance, but yeah, but that seems to work. But yeah, aside from that, Octopath. So yeah, not much change for me from last week.
Cool. All right, Juice.
All right. Well, I got a new computer monitor, so I just had to test it out on some games. So I played through some Doom, played a level of that, played Rise of the Tomb Raider. I was pretty disappointed. I can't run it at 1440p. Game, it's just too demanding. But I did rebeat the final because I was at the final, and definitely not as good as I remembered, because that whole section involves combat and like dodging, and that part of the game is definitely the weakest part. And I was reminded of that because it's just a horde of dudes and just bullets just flying. Some of the mechanics just aren't. It's more the exploration and kind of the hunting and gathering is what I liked, and that was kind of reminding me. Hopefully, with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they work on a little bit of the close quarters combat stuff. But
what's wrong? Juice isn't Tomb Raider holding up already? Oh man,
it seems like
I never loved that part of it. I never liked that whole section. But
it seems like it has a more emphasis. The new one has a more emphasis more on the tomb raiding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like
there's definitely
wrong about that.
Sounds like there's some very large tombs. So
yeah.
So I played just a few games. I was running through, checking out what I could get away with my new monitor, and then obviously put in a lot of Rocket League hours. And I will say, I tried something I hadn't done since I think the first week it came out. Me and Lil Cray did a private lobby. I was on PC and he was on Switch. That's the only private lobbies you can do cross-platform lobby system. And we played the hockey with the puck. And dude, we had a blast. I probably played that for about an hour, just one-on-one. And it was so fun. I kind of want to see if I can get a group together, because I think that's definitely a fun mode, because the puck stays on the ground for the most part. So it eliminates the misses in the air and stuff. So we had a lot of fun, and I think that's something I want to try to do is get a group together. I mean, it could be PS4, Xbox, everyone. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just put in name the lobby and give it a password, and anybody can join. So I had a lot of fun there. But actually, the highlight of the weekend was playing ARMS for the first time in months. Terrell and I went 1v1 for probably close to 2 hours, and I had a huge lead on him. I was won a bunch in a row with Lola Pop, and then he switched this fucking stupid scorpion arm thing that he just went on a streak and pulled even. But I had him just slightly in points by the time we finished. And that game is so good. Like, it looks good. Like, I'm going from 1440p gaming with Doom and Rocket League, more than 60 frames, but turn on ARMS and I'm just like, I was like, wow, this game looks
beautiful
good.
Game.
God, it looks good.
ARMS was never bad. It was just
it's fun.
Overshadowed, It's just
it got overshadowed. It got switched in between big games.
Got to stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, Terrell and I pretty evenly matched. I was running wired controller. I have a long USB Type-C cord that I was definitely avoiding his grabs, and like he wasn't avoiding mine, and so he wired his, and then he started doing better. So definitely a little bit of an advantage, I think, there for running a wired controller versus wireless.
Mm-hmm.
So a little tip for anybody out there: if you're struggling at an online game or something, clocked it, you don't have that option because you don't have the Pro controller, but it definitely makes somewhat of a difference. So that was a blast. And well, the other thing, I guess the other highlight would be Lil Cray and this guy Kerr, who's I think he's a Patreon for AGL, because he has the AGL, the NX tag in his on his Switch name. And they were playing Rocket League, so I jumped in, and we were playing in the just a casual 3 versus 3, and it was the first time ever that I felt like a god amongst men. All my practice, all these hours finally paid off, and I just like took over the games. Like that was like kind of a proud moment because so far up to this point, all this time I put in the game, I still feel like I'm no better than just the average person. But finally, I was just going off, and it was pretty awesome. So
you're gonna go in next time and be complete rubbish again. So
when I put a T in you guys, I'll be trash. I don't know, something about casual mode. I just don't worry about winning and losing. I just was going for everything. I was making contact. I was scoring ridiculous goals, and I was like, "Damn, this is awesome." So it made me feel like the nearly 400 hours was finally paid off. So that's my gaming.
Cool. Yeah, me. Terrell's not in here yet. No. Yeah, no. Me. I forgot actually that I put ARMS back in until you mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, I did play ARMS for a good minute, a good while, and that was probably a few days before you guys, a couple days before you guys. When you guys played Saturday or Sunday night, something like that. Was it Saturday night? I think it was Saturday night when you guys were on. I think I remember seeing the messages, but yeah, I played that. I've been like the last week has been like a retro week for me. Probably started because I did my N64 video. And I started playing a bunch of N64 games, and I played a lot of GameCube because of Digital Foundry's kind of little mini documentary on water and video games. So that was pretty cool. So shout out to that video. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, I watched that. Well, I watched both of them.
Did you see it, both parts? Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I actually forgot about a couple of those games. Like Hydrophobia. I forgot how good the water was in that game. It is really good in that game.
I didn't actually play that when it came out not too long ago, did it? I mean, it was
like 2008, I want to say it came out, 2008, something like that.
Really? Gosh, okay.
Yeah. It was a mid-gen or mid to late gen 360 game. I actually have it on PC. But yeah, the game is pretty fun, pretty cool, pretty novel. But yeah, I think I played a little bit of Octopath earlier in the week, maybe a couple hours. But I'm definitely going to get back into that. I'm probably like 25 hours or so into that game right now. I have 5, and they're all past, I want to say level 2. Or chapter 2, I want to say level 2. And yeah, that's pretty much my gaming for the week. Oh, and Recore. I played a lot of Recore. I know a lot of people don't like that game. I don't get it. It's really good platforming, and the controls are really good. And I like the leveling system. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. I wanted to get Terrell in, but he's not in here yet because he's having those PC problems. PC Master Race, man. Get on his Mac.
His mom was cleaning his room and she messed up the computer.
But I'm gonna guess he played a ton of Octopath and Xenoblade. So
he played ARMS with me,
and he played ARMS with you, obviously. So
definitely playing Xenoblade.
We were supposed to play Pocket Rumble, but I was busy, man. We were busy this week. So anyway, let's move on to our first topic, which is sales. Let's talk about them sales.
That's all that matters, man.
Obviously, what was like middle last week? Nintendo had their financial report for the quarter, and they showed us all the numbers. And I was actually thinking that Switch would be a little bit over 20, but it was just under 20. What was it, like 19.7 or something like that?
19.4, wasn't it? I thought it was the lower end.
I thought it was like 0.7.
I might be thinking one of the games.
I have the games numbers, and that's why I forgot.
Yeah, I definitely. I thought it would be. Well, I expected it to be higher, but then also looking at I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I was talking about Nintendo hitting that 20 million for the fiscal year. They're off to a slower start, I'm thinking, than they were expecting.
It was barely. We're talking. I think they were like 200,000 under last year or something like that, as far as.
Yeah, but they had stock issues this time last year.
And they had stock issues, right? But they didn't really have a big game yet this year, so you got to look at that. And that was as of June 30th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if you look at how Switch has been selling every month, it's been selling basically right around or over 1 million. So they're easily at 20 plus now. So, yeah, so let's look at these numbers and talk about them. Obviously, at the top, at 11.17 million is Super Mario Odyssey.
I'm so glad to see a 3D Mario game, you know,
Yes,
over 10 million again.
Yeah, and I will say, like, this is very reminiscent of Nintendo games. Like they're always at the top, like at the end of the life cycle of the console, and this is already starting to feel like, you know, I guess you could say like N64, probably GameCube, probably less on GameCube because there weren't that many, but this feels more like I remember looking at like Super Nintendo numbers for the life, and these are the type of games you saw at the top: Mario's and Zeldas and all that kind of stuff, Mario Karts. So it very much feels like that. Anybody got anything to say on the 11.17 million? Mario
It's
Odyssey?
pretty incredible. It's awesome, and like you said, I love that 3D Mario game is over 10. Like it totally deserves it, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely, probably.
Do we wonder what did Galaxy 1 and 2 do? I know Galaxy 2 was under 10 million.
I
But
think
Galaxy
like
1 was
7.
11. Yeah, Galaxy 2 was like 9, I think. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I think you might actually be right about Galaxy 2 because it's still done really well. Okay,
Yeah.
you know,
I thought it was closer to 7. Galaxy 2.
I think it was 7, but I mean, maybe let's check it
Someone
out.
want to look it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up right now. And so let's keep going. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Wii U port, it was at 10.35 million, just under Super Mario Odyssey. That is kind of crazy to me, but Mario Kart games always seem like they sell the best or right at the top.
That's just the Switch version, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the Wii U version sold what 8 million or
Switch.
something?
Yeah. So
So I mean, like it's nearly 20 million sales for
lowest
Mario Kart
selling Mario Kart ever.
Yeah.
Poor Polygon.
Remember that?
I mean, God, I hate that website.
So,
and they wonder why we get on them.
So do we think
like that?
Are we happy or sad that a Wii U port?
I'm sad. I'm personally sad. Like, and it's stupid that I'm sad because I also bought it. But it's like, you know, it sucks because again, I think it would have been a better situation if we just got in Mario Kart 9 from the beginning,
or if we had Mario Kart 9 maybe come in early next year.
I guess, but I think that's going to be a complete separation of the fan base. I think there will be plenty of people that are just going to stay at 8, and then some are going to stay at 9. It's going to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. It's at least Mario Galaxy 2 is at 7.57 million.
Yeah, you have to remember it's only uncharted territory for some Nintendo games. I said this last time. We're so used to sequels coming out every year and then people just moving along to the next game. It only feels weird because we haven't had multiple Mario Karts in one generation.
Yeah,
and that's why it just feels weird that we don't know what to expect we don't know what to think if a Mario Kart 9 came out now. Would people jump ship to the new game with just in uncharted territories? But I think they would.
I don't think we're gonna get one. I think they're just gonna.
I still reckon we'll get one.
I think if it comes out, I want to say it would outsell Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because the install base. But then there's just a lot of people who will just have gotten Mario Kart 8 within the last year. So
that's gonna be an evergreen title. Mario Kart 8. Or Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is gonna probably end up at 15 or something million at some point for the life of the system, and it's like then Mario Kart 9 would never top that, and it's that to me is what's sad about it. It's like I don't think Mario Kart 9 will sell better than 8 Deluxe. So All right, next one is Zelda Breath of the Wild at 9.32 million. What do you guys think?
So close to 10. Need to get that 10.
Just think if there wasn't a Wii U version, I mean, probably could at least add 500,000 to that number, but maybe a million. If they would have just axed the Wii U version, but combined,
they couldn't do that.
No, but combined, you know, it's definitely close to 12. I would think they didn't give any Wii U numbers in a while. But I mean, that's really good. Again, another the last new 3D Zelda game was Skyward Sword, and that did pretty poor, like 3 million something on the Wii with the install base.
You think the Wii U numbers moved?
Oh, Skyward Sword sold 3 million. You sure?
It was 3.7, something like that. It was close to 4, but
no way.
Yeah, it was pretty much. That's as close to a failure as a game can be at 3-something million sold. Because that series,
I thought they like 10 million, or was that like a Twilight Princess?
Twilight Princess was close. I don't think Twilight Princess was 10 million, but it's close.
God damn.
I'll look at it right now. I always said they should have just held off on it and brought it out for Wii U, but
that would have made sense, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was only like a year and some months before the Wii U dropped. So
at least do another cross-gen.
See, I don't care what anyone says about the linearity or the tutorials of Skyward Sword. It
was 3.96.
It was such a good game.
So just under 4 million for Skyward Sword.
And Twilight Princess, that was
terrible.
Like 10, 11, wasn't it? But just the combined, I think the GameCube and Wii were like...
The GameCube one sold 1 million, and it was very similar to Breath of the Wild. Or at least Breath of the Wild right now.
Skyward Sword is a better game than Twilight Princess. There, I said it. Come at me.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I cannot. After playing the HD version,
I really enjoyed Twilight Princess a lot. I don't know.
New guest.
It's not to diss Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is still a great Zelda game. I'm just saying.
You're just a hater, my guy.
In Zelda universes, Skyward Sword is a better Zelda.
I feel like I'm looking up. Twilight Princess. I know you're gonna introduce what you want to say. Twilight Princess was 7.18 million on the Wii. So
that was it.
Yep, and then it was sold 1 million on a GameCube.
I thought that was like over 10.
So yeah, and this is VG chart, so it's probably not the most accurate, but it's something. Pretty much all we got. So. All right, go ahead.
I was going to say, you're going to introduce the new guest?
Yes. Shadow Fox. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Thank you for joining us.
He's like a shadow. He's like the wind, baby.
Got a ninja in. This is also very common on the Gamers at Large podcast. So
what are your thoughts?
Fox replacing Terrell? Is Terrell replacing Retro Death? Is Retro?
No.
I gotta know. Shadow Fox, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess.
Are we really having that debate right now? Oh my god!
There's only one answer. If you get the wrong one, kick him off.
Right? Sky Temple versus the entire lead up to Demise. Oh my god! Like, no, that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
The art direction by far, Skyward Sword. I don't think that's really up for debate.
I will say that.
Everybody had agreed that we got the best Zelda.
Do we mean
that point
by character development? Do we mean playable character? Are we talking about Link here?
NPCs and
okay.
Link doesn't really have any characters.
So the only reason I would say the reason why I would say Skyward Sword, because I did like Midna.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm gonna say Skyward Sword is Groose.
Yeah, Groose is awesome. Huh?
Groose was badass. Like I never, and he eventually becomes the bad guy, but I never wanted to root for a bad guy before. So that was
and the Zelda in that game is better. Remember when she gets like trapped in like that diamond stuff in the past, and Link's like running up trying to stop it from happening. Yo, man, I had goosebumps, man. That was an emotional scene.
Yeah, their love
I think
friendship.
I think the Zelda in Skyward Sword had a lot of the same personality as the one in Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, that journey of hers is very similar in a lot of ways to.
Yeah, I think those are the same chick. I think they definitely have the same mentality. Princess Zelda was always described that way, generally speaking, in manuals and stuff like that, manga, whatever you want to read.
Yeah.
But in the actual game, this is the first time I've seen two of them be so similar. But other than that, man, Minna was pretty good, and a lot of the temples later on, even though you didn't really use the items that much after you beat the game, or when you got close to beating the game, Twilight Princess was really good. And that Ganon fight, oh man,
it had great dungeons. I won't take anything away from that. It did have some great
I mean, let me jump in here as well. I'm not taking anything away from Twilight Princess. You know, it's a phenomenal game. I love it. I'm just saying, I prefer Skyward
Overall, Sword. I think I had way more fun.
Do you prefer the action of the sword fighting in Twilight Princess versus Skyward Sword? Like Skyward Sword was more of a puzzle, like your sword fighting was, but the kind of sword fighting you wanted to have, to me, was more in Twilight Princess. I thought because I
enjoyed the puzzle elements of sword fighting.
Except when I realized I could just
more engaging to me.
Once you realize you could just shake the shit out of the controller against those stupid blocking goblins, and you just take them out. Like you just.
I never could do that.
I never could do that. I played that game legit as well. You know, I never flared the remote around or anything like that.
Yeah,
you know, I played it legit, and it just worked.
I remember trying that and that not working out that well for me, and I was just like, I got to do this correct.
So, of course, you know, the only way to judge a game with any kind of openness to it is it's got to have towns, otherwise it's trash, right? It's got to have a bunch of towns. It's got to have NPCs everywhere, side quests. Otherwise, it's garbage, even though it's not an open world.
Oh man, there was only like 2 towns. How many towns were in Twilight Princess 2?
Yeah, it was pretty
Castle town, and then the little farm, the ranch.
That was pretty much it.
But according to somebody in the chat, you know, Skyward Sword sucks. It had
big and empty.
It's like Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That's gotta
There's
be
no
retro.
towns.
There's gotta be retro.
Fucking Dutchman. Dumb
this is not so subtle. Retro death impersonation.
Well, honestly,
what happens when you're not here, retro. So you got the deal, man.
I cursed him out on Twitter. Told him he need to come back.
This is like the old days where he was always in the comment section. But the biggest complaint I have for Skyward Sword was the just blatant backtracking to pad the length of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some padding.
The Death Mountain, you get all the way to the top, and you got to go back to get some water. I forget exactly what you had to do. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like that was, and I think you had to do a run through the Death Mountain, whatever it's called, the how do you say it? What's the mountain?
Elgin.
Yeah, Eldin.
Yeah. Eldin.
You had to go through that 2 separate times, and it felt a little.
And those what was that, the teardrop thing that
was in Twilight Princess.
Okay, so never mind. That's what I was.
No, the teardrops were in Skyward Sword too. That was the
it wasn't Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that was the courage trials, or whatever those were.
That's right, the courage trial. Those got annoying.
Yeah, so that, and then the fighting Demise multiple times, and it got kind of annoying. Not Demise, was it? Demise,
his sword.
No, the giant thing.
The giant hair. What was it called?
I was about to say you fought his sword multiple times too.
No, I'm thinking
hitting the blisters on the feet and all
that. The hell is that thing called?
I forgot for some reason.
Something.
In prisons. Santiago got it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Santiago got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I
that was lame.
To me though, like, so even though there was all that padding, to me that final dungeon was worth it all. It was worth going through all of that because that dungeon was so masterful. and then you top it off by going down that same hill to fight that same imprison thing again, and they just make the CPU go to crap. And they give you like hundreds of moblins. Like it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then what? And then demise at the end where you got like the reflective water and you just stuck it. Oh my fucking god!
They're just like, remember when we did this on GameCube? We can do it too. It has more RAM.
I don't think I've ever looked up that game running on Dolphin at like high resolution.
Man, it's great. Probably gorgeous.
I've seen it. It looks great.
Anyway, we're
I don't know how we ended up on
talking about
sales, taking over my podcast.
That's my fault. It's my fault.
We'll just run through a little bit of these. Like Splatoon 2's at 6.76 million. I actually thought it would be higher, but that's obviously still great.
Yeah, Mario Kart ended up doing it.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Then you have 1-2 Switch. Oh Jesus, at 2.45 million. I don't know how.
Not bad.
That's good for them, I guess.
Yeah,
I ain't buying it. Arms is right at where I thought it would end up. Obviously, it's still going to keep selling, but I thought it would at least hit 2 million, and it did. 2.01 million.
Nice.
I'm very happy about that.
Stuff.
Anybody's thoughts on
what was that?
Arms?
Arms is fun.
I'm glad that's a very good number.
Game.
It's very encouraging.
I don't know if the sequel would do more or less, honestly.
I think it'd do less.
It could do more. I think if they did more, it could do more.
They're so cryptic about what they want to do next with it, though.
Yeah.
They won't.
One thing they could do is flesh out the characters and make them give them more character.
Give them voices.
It was a story mode.
Yeah,
I will say,
if you had a good story mode, my God, it'd be. I'd love it even more. The thing is, I kick myself about Arms because I big it up so much, and I think character design wise, it's freaking mint. Graphically, it's beautiful. Gameplay is great, and it's got loads to it. I just need to play it more and more, and just get my thumb onto my ass and just play it because it's great. Every time you play it, you have fun.
Yeah, everybody's so different for the most part too. I kind of liked how everybody had their own different design and played at least a little different than every other character. So I really like that.
And actually, I thought Splatoon 2. I'm surprised it's up to 6. Like, I know Japan still goes crazy for that game, but it feels like not. I mean, there's still some people I see play it.
2.5 million in Japan alone.
I maybe. What's the Switch at? Like 3?
Can I?
No, Switch is at
5.
5 almost.
5 in Japan.
Can I make a bold statement?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
By this time next year, that game will be at 10 million.
You're probably right.
Yeah, you got to imagine.
It's selling really well every week if you look at the numbers.
There's so many people that want a second Switch, and the holidays are coming around, and kids are just now, because of Fortnite and other games, kids are just now saying, "I want a Switch now." So it's looking like that there's opportunity for a lot of those other games. Even Arms, there's a chance for them to potentially sell another extra million here or there. So
I mean,
those games are going to keep selling. Those are evergreen titles.
And Nintendo's not going to drop that price.
Nope, not dropping that price.
And not to bring up, beat a dead horse, but the fact that there isn't a ton of like major Nintendo games releasing in 2018 is for the most part, that's only going to help these older games sell. Like Splatoon 2 is going to keep selling, Arms going to keep selling. So that's kind of a.
Do you know what I saw on TV yesterday on Cartoon Network? I saw an advert for a Nintendo 2DS with Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, my God, we're talking about evergreen. I mean, when that game come out?
2013.
12 was out, 13 was it? Fucking, and they're still advertising it on TV.
Look, if you can still sell it for $35, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna hate on them. I get that money, get that bread.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just blown away by the whole notion of it. It's just crazy.
Truly evergreen. Yeah. Well, there's other titles Nintendo has done like that in the past. I would say they went around to continue to sell Smash Brothers on GameCube. They did a couple of ads for it later on in the console cycle, and I'm like, you didn't need to do that. It sold what it's gonna sell. It topped Halo 2. You don't need to do too much else. So that was just
I think also
or original Halo. I'm sorry. I think Halo 2 outsold it eventually over time.
Yeah. I think also recently another statistic is that Nintendo were the highest video game company to spend the most on TV advertising recently, whether it's in this quarter or whatever. And I'll have to dig out that news story. I know I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, so that has to be there's got to be a wake up call from Wii U though at that point, because they were kind of thinking they could rest on the Wii's success and not do as much to. Yeah, they came out the gate swinging with the games and the advertisement this time around. So I think they know not to stop the message.
Well, just look at the Mario Tennis Aces ad with fucking Nadal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's a great ad. The ad's better than the game. So
yeah.
Wow, that convinced me to keep my pre-order, and then now
cut.
Now I got the game listed on Facebook Marketplace for $45 or $40.
Wow. Oh man. Game sales. So we have the fans with the flag saying my game or my console sold the most. Are we still doing that, or are those just other people that have those YouTube channels that do that?
And the crazy thing is, though, these numbers aren't like way above, other than a couple games being over 10. Like they're very Wii U numbers, like for games. If you look at 3D World and Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon 1 and Smash, they're all like 4, 5, 6, or I don't think anything was 6. And then Mario Kart 8 at 8. Like take the top 3 off the Switch, and the Wii U actually is very similar, but the Switch is still way early in its life, and those numbers are just gonna grow. Yeah.
Wii U is gonna have the higher attach rate by default, because it sold those certain games so well, and it only sold 13 million. So, you're gonna have that. It's funny how some people forget that, and they want to compare. Oh my God, this game sold more. I'm like, it has like 7 million more consoles out there to sell.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kills it, because it's like people that should know better. The news people, when they say things like that, it's just like, oh, so you recognize that the Switch install base is like 4 times as much for Tropical Freeze than it is right now or Tropical Freeze on Switch than it was on Wii U.
Yeah, when Tropical Freeze launched, the Wii U was at like 4 million.
Right, worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Switch
4
was at
million
like
in Japan 16. Alone right now.
And then I think I might do a little news video about how Captain Toad Wii U version outsold the Switch version. Just
let's do that right now.
Because I haven't seen any big numbers for that.
I mean, we know some people just can't let the Wii U sleep in agony. They got to dig it up out of its grave. And
stomp on it a bit more. Who was excited
take a
about
shit on it.
I was excited about Captain Toad for Switch, and it's a lesser version. That's why I lost my excitement. It's like, no, I'd rather just keep my Wii U one.
So is the version to get the 3DS version then? It's got the 2 screens plus 3D
version. Yeah, 3DS version wouldn't be a bad way to go, actually.
Yeah. So
it's way more intuitive as far as
I just don't understand the mentality of let's continue digging on the Wii U type situation. I guess to promote that the Switch is that much better, and I don't know, because I still play my Wii U, so I don't understand the thought process. Like my son was just playing Black Ops 2 yesterday, and I'm like, it's amazing that we sit down and play multiplayer, and I don't even have to look up at the TV. That type of stuff, like I don't, and that's something the Switch still can't do. Like you can't do unless you have 2 consoles. There's no way for you to have that type of experience, and really no other console could do it short of buying the Vita and PlayStation.
No one cares. No one ever cared. No one wants a 2-screen.
That's what I.
Rubbish. You know what I'm saying? No one wants
I said that in my video.
Gamepad.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. You dog on the Wii U, and then what you're going to end up doing is saying that this is a underrated console 5 years later. Is what you're going to end up doing, because that's what everybody did with the GameCube. They did the exact same thing. All the trash was talked. It's weak. It doesn't do this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you play PlayStation. How can you call the GameCube weak? And then all of a sudden, you know,
Because it's got a DVD player.
Yeah, and after the fact, you're like, whoa, well, all these Sega games came to it, and they never came to the PlayStation 2. Oh my God, that type of stuff happens, and then you start to call it underrated. And I'm like, I can't really. No, we can't go in hindsight and say that. No, you were the person that was dogging it because, I don't know, you wanted Dolby Digital on it or something dumb like that. And I'm like, really? Do you want to play the game and have fun, or do you want to brag about which specs fit your home theater? I don't.
I always wish Nintendo would have got with the times with the with digital audio, though. I'm a big audiophile, and
yeah,
I mean until the Wii U, it was all analog, stereo audio. I mean, the difference is way more significant than resolution bumps and stuff. When you go from fake simulated surround sound to true 5.1, like I always
especially
wish
on the GameCube when you were pushing that stuff.
I know, like
yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, the Wii wasn't super powerful, but there's no reason it couldn't have done a 5.1. So that was something that always bugged me. And then the Wii U fixed that with HDMI, But then again, you had to have an HDMI compatible receiver to get true surround sound. So it's like they never go like all the way with it, but at least now most people have that. But talking about sales, I just actually stumbled across something in the UK. You know how we love bashing the UK for their game taste. But
you mostly.
He's gonna come back on this podcast.
6 weeks straight. Crash Bandicoot combined sales #1, 6 weeks in a row in the UK. But the #3 game stunned me. The #3 game last week in the UK was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
What?
Wow.
Evergreen.
Ahead of The Crew 2, which is a new game.
Not getting good reviews either.
No, I mean, I played it. It was fun when I was playing.
Well, I'm just saying that might be hurting it.
But still, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has snuck into the top 3 in the UK sales charts last week, or 8 hours ago. So the week sales ending August 4th. Like a year and a half later, the thing cracks the top 3. Like we were just talking about these games still selling, and yeah, I mean Mario Kart 8 easily could be 15, 16 million if they don't announce Mario Kart 9 soon.
You think it's going to get even remotely close to Mario Kart Wii numbers?
No.
Hell no.
That was oh my God, that was that's stratospheric.
You had grandmas, and everybody buying that game
and you could put your Mii's in there. Oh man,
yeah.
But if you look at the VG charts for June 16th, the global sales, you got Mario Kart at 3, Donkey Kong at 4, Splatoon 2 at 5, Breath of the Wild 6, Mario Odyssey 7. This is global sales, weekend in June 16th, and they had 5 games in a row in the top 10, only beaten out by God of War, which was I don't think it had a price cut, so that was still doing well. And then Detroit, in its like early first few weeks, barely did very well, but it was still #2. And then it's just like, man, these games. Because there's really nothing, like I said, there's really nothing else. I mean, there's not a whole lot else.
I don't think that's easy to say, because look at Grand Theft Auto 5. That game's still selling like crazy. Yeah. There's plenty of stuff to play on those other consoles. So
they keep adding.
It's not just that. I think it's the type of titles those games are. Like those games will always be like those aren't game of the week games. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Those are like
original games.
System evolution. Yeah, those are like forever, titles. So.
I took a gander at some stuff here. I'm just looking at a couple of numbers, and there may be a little bit of the truth to the Mario milking myth. Apparently, the Mario franchise, if you include Kart, sports, RPG, party, and all those into the mix, that's over 500 million software sales.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
That's probably 1,000 games. Like
124 million just for Mario Kart.
Jeez.
From Super Mario Kart to now.
It's like, if you're gonna make a kart game or a sports game, wouldn't you put your most
iconic
character in those? Like, milking has a negative connotation. It's like that's why I never liked that term for when they talk about that, because it's just like, well, yeah, they're making kart games. What else are they gonna put in? They're gonna put who are they gonna put in the kart game?
And it's so funny because
sports game.
It's all these franchises that people complain about, Mario Kart series and Mario Party. These are all experiments that they were doing, and they had no other franchise to tie them to, so they threw Mario on it. And Mario Kart, because they were playing with Mode 7 on the SNES, and they're like, well, let's make a racing game. And here you go, and they name it Super Mario Kart, and it becomes what it is. And you have the nerve. They had to take a risk to put that out there first.
Yeah, and excuse me, everybody was trying to have their mascot. It was like wombats and all kinds of
As soon as that happened, it was all kind of stuff trying to race.
Everybody was trying to, and everybody was trying to race and have cars. Like, you can't like hate on the guys who did it. And did it right.
Crash Nitro Kart.
Arrows and Acrobat. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
Yeah, they're throwing Mario in the title of a lot of games, but I mean, milking, like you said, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, I think most people take it as a negative.
Yeah.
But they just, like you said, what else were they gonna just have
even
generic?
the Super Mario series, they aren't necessarily the same game. Like Super Mario Brothers is not Super Mario Bros. Super Mario 64. No. Like they're completely different. So
do they milk Pokemon?
Oh God, Pokemon!
I think so. But I mean, if it was any other character, I mean, maybe if Sony
should have made Super Metroid Kart instead.
If Sony put Kratos in every game, you'd say, oh, they're milking Kratos. You know, I could see someone on the outside saying that, but for me, I mainly just buy the Mario Karts, the mainline Mario platformers, and then the occasional random like.
I think the main problem is that people say, oh, it only sells because Mario's name is on it. The game has to be good too. Mario Kart is fantastic. Like
exactly.
If it sucked and Mario was in it, I wouldn't care.
It's not milking because Mario has earned his right to be where he is. You know, the vast majority of his games are rated the way they are rated for the reason. We're not talking about Sonic the fucking Hedgehog here, you remember that crap character? What was his name? What was it? Crash Bandicoot. Remember him?
Oh God, Crash Nitro Kart, man.
Oh yeah, the Nitro Kart. And then don't forget the fighting game, Crash Bash.
Those games are on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they have to be. Naughty Dog, started the game, so they're greatest all time.
Yeah, Naughty Dog is right up there with Nintendo as far as.
I just put the link in the chat, but the second game on the list is Pokemon at 307. It's behind Super Mario, the actual Super Mario games, at 326 million.
So Pokemon franchise, like even like Puzzle League and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so the entire Pokemon franchise is almost comparable to the Super Mario franchise, and that's just the run and jump Super Mario games.
Wow.
And then Call of Duty is third, obviously, and I'm sorry, that franchise started in October 29th, 2003.
GTA should be up there on 5 alone.
It
will not stop selling.
It's at 250 million. It's number 4.
Wow, man.
And believe it or not, Wii was listed as a franchise because of the Wii Sports and all that. Yeah, that's 201 million by itself just for those games.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Wii Music and all that.
The Wii franchise, so yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sure Wii Music didn't add much to the numbers.
It added $1 million.
At least $1 million. We Play had, what was it, 40-something million?
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Because it was just an extra controller.
I was working in a game shop and I sold so many Wii Plays just to push that extra controller. Because I'm saying, you get the game and you get the extra controller.
There was so much stuff. There was so much hardware shortages.
Was it $10 extra to get the controller and Wii Play?
You have to remember Wii motes by themselves. If you wanted a Wii mote and a nunchuck, that was expensive to sell to parents who didn't even know what the fucking Wii was, and it just little Timmy came and saying,
if you remember, like Wii remotes were hard to find at the time.
Yes, they were.
Came out. They were hard to come by, and that's why I bought it. Wii Play is garbage, it is a garbage piece of garbage. It's terrible. but I bought it because I wanted that Wii remote. That's the only reason I bought it.
I remember enjoying it playing.
Of course.
I mean, that was a long ass time ago, but I remember enjoying it.
Yeah.
For the purposes of milking, just let it be known on this same list are franchises as recent as Minecraft in 2011. Then you have Madden, which for some reason isn't that much. It's only 100 million. And we know that those literally come out every year.
Well, they've been selling less and less every year, it seems like.
Madden came out in 92. The first one was 91 or 92.
Right under Madden, and I think this is oddly placed as well, Assassin's Creed. It came out in 2007. Why is it even on this list?
It came out in 2007, it came out in 2008, came out in 2009.
Exactly.
It came out every year since 2007. That's different.
So that lets you know, I could understand stuff that are branded like Lego. That makes sense. I would imagine Lego and anything else that was like comic book type. I would imagine they would be on this list, but there's not too much of them. It's Just Dance is on here, believe it or not. And
Just Dance sells well. It always has.
But I'm just saying because it's so recent. I didn't think they really did that well over the course of 6 games.
Yeah.
And it only came out in 2009. It got 59 million units out of it.
Wow.
Well, what about numbers-wise now? Are we below 100,000 now for these games you're mentioning?
Yes. So right under 100,000. So at 100 million, we have Lego, Madden, Assassin's Creed, and Winning 11 Pro Evo Soccer.
Winning 11. Wow.
And under a million is the entire Legend of Zelda franchise at 92. So, Nintendo keeps putting them out. So, obviously they don't just chase money because, we're talking how many titles are we in now? Close to 10 if you count the portable ones. Maybe more than 10.
You can't say they milked Zelda. That's for sure.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
So, just probably finish off the sales.
Let's finish the sales.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a tangent.
Didn't Octopath sell 1 million, or was it?
Yeah, I'll get to that. Kirby, I love that. 1.89 million. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 1.42 million.
Yes.
DKC Tropical Freeze, 1.4 million. Nintendo Labo Series, 1.39 million. And Mario Tennis, 1.38, and obviously Octopath recently reached 1 million, which is amazing. And,
is that the first third-party game to do 1 million?
That we know of, because sometimes it's hard to get numbers.
Third parties, if Nintendo didn't publish it, they don't get the numbers.
Yeah,
they published it here though. So
I'm thinking Mario plus Rabbids had to have done 1 million.
Mario plus Rabbids definitely did 1 million. I would put some money on that one, but that's up to Ubisoft if they want to.
I wonder what Beauty Charts has for that game.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so that's it for the sales numbers. I feel like there's something else I forgot about. The 3DS is at 72 point something.
And the highest selling console last month, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the highest selling console last month was the NES Classic Mini.
Wow.
I see them things everywhere now.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Obviously, it's only $60, but fanboys are still crying. It's not a real console. It's just a Raspberry Pi.
Nintendo's like, let me go in my closet and get these parts and show you how it's done.
And I wanted to point out the fact that people were crying in the beginning, saying Nintendo purposely shorted the amount of hardware they had for NES Classic, so they can add demand. And then nobody said it about Super Nintendo Classic. So why do you think that's a strategy? They obviously didn't think those things would sell that many. They thought they'd sell a decent amount, but they didn't want to spend too much time and money and resources on making a whole bunch of those things. I completely understand that thinking. Like, it made sense. I didn't think it would sell that crazy.
But
And
think about what I
once-
just said too, though. Like they obviously have emulation technology because they use that for Virtual Console,
right.
and they have all these other parts laying around from controllers.
They had no
and-
reason to make a bunch of them because like we're gonna
Yeah.
put it on Virtual Console anyway.
We're going to make this money back from all the extra manufacturing we
Right.
did, and create these packages and sell those and get some profit back. And
So it was a demand thing. It was like, all right,
Mhm.
once they saw that people really wanted this thing, it was too late by then because they didn't manufacture enough. And obviously, they got it right with this SNES Classic because nobody complained about not being able to get one of those. And now you don't have to complain about the NES Classic anymore. So it's so stupid. People think that's a strategy. Maybe there was a time where that was a strategy, but who wants to sell less? You don't have there's no guarantee just because you put out a little bit, people are going to be hungry for it. They're like, I don't care.
They said that in 2006 as well with the Wii.
Yeah, like you think Nintendo wouldn't be happy to be at 150 million of the Wii right now? Like, why would they short themselves?
Second place under the PlayStation 2 later.
Yeah.
The Wii is still a fad, apparently.
It's just a silly way of thinking just because you can't get something you want. Oh, they doing it on purpose to make me mad.
That is by far the longest fad I've ever endured. Like 6+ years. That is a real long fad.
Really,
pretty long.
I think they just didn't. They don't like to overproduce and be stuck
Right.
with a bunch of dead stock.
Nintendo is a very frugal company. They don't have
Yes.
movie studios to back them up. They get something wrong. They all they do is video games. They screw it up. They're done.
Yep. So they think the long run all the time.
Right.
They're like, well, how is this going to impact us over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years? They're constantly doing that type of thing. And I don't know why these investors do not comprehend this concept. Yes, I know the majority of them come from here and they think every quarter type deal. But when you research this company, what possesses you? I'm trying not to curse right now. What possesses you?
I don't know why. You don't hear this podcast?
Yeah, well, I was thinking gamers at large. I'm sorry. I should think more Shadowcast, I guess. But yeah, like what would possess you to think that they're gonna operate just like any other North American company would when they're thinking about they don't care if they don't please their investors for this quarter. They want to make sure they're still a company in 10 years.
Right.
So
they play the long game.
Exactly. And nobody understands that, except for maybe a couple of people that report the news. Everybody else, to include large gaming press, seem to be bewildered by this. I don't know. Just do
continually. They just can't figure this out. It's
like a high school market research class will get you.
Seriously. All right. So I had all these topics that we were gonna do, which I'm actually kind of glad because they weren't that great to begin with. So we'll do a few of them. Let me go back to my list here. Where are we? If I can find it. Oh, no, that's not it. There it is. All right. So no Terrell still, huh?
Nah, people still talking trash about Skyward Sword in the chat.
Let it go. Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you these silly sections I cut it up into, but let's do this section will be called the favorites section. So, favorite console and why? Go, Shadow Fox.
Oh, why you put me on blast? Can I get the easy way out and say arcade?
Arcades?
That's not
fine.
a console.
That's not really a console,
Jesus.
PC.
So I have a video prepared for
his voice of all time.
I have a video prepared for certain individuals that follow a certain individual that does nothing but call people peasants. Yeah, that'll be interesting, but that's going to be tough for me because my favorite game of all time is Killer Instinct 2, and that's not on a console.
Oh, that's part of this. So don't tell me what your game is yet, or just give me your console and why. So you're saying because of KI2?
That's why I would say arcade. It would literally be that board. But the closest thing to that is the N64. They actually had a release KI2.
Wasn't quite the arcade version, but
yeah, the new things now are kind of like they're just straight emulation. It wasn't a packaged release.
Yeah.
They're more download type deals. So I can't really get behind those, to be honest with you. Other than that, I am very passionate about the GameCube. Very passionate about the GameCube. It is, if it is not tied, it is probably very close to the PlayStation 1 and SNES for me. But I would say the GameCube is probably just above both of those. I have over 80 titles for the GameCube. It is clearly my favorite platform. I have my issues with the
GameCube if you watch our channel, but there's no denying that it's one of the most. It's easily Nintendo's most elegantly designed console to date.
Beautiful. They didn't compromise anything but sound. If you listen to Terminator Juice, but they did what they could with that DSP. But they did not compromise well designed
that console, and that's what hurts me the most as to why it didn't do better. I just think it was a marketing strategy plus.
It's a really good third-party box.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. But and it's sad because it didn't get all the third party that it should have gotten.
All the excuses technically were gone, but whatever. They invented new excuses.
All right. So, all right, Roberto, what's your favorite?
Okay, so I would like to say the Switch, but that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it just because I'll wait till
you don't play it enough.
The Switch is done. but it's the favorite console. The console itself is it's what I wanted.
It's what you wanted. So you were one of the first.
That's
guys out there that was like, I want this hybrid.
Yeah, and everyone was like, nah, fuck that. I was like, no, fuck you. And so the whole thing is like, to me.
So I have a video on my channel regarding the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay. Cross promotion, beautiful.
T is the host, so that kind of stuff's definitely gonna be allowed.
So what about did I say why? Oh, yeah, you said basically the form factor is what you wanted.
Well, that for sure. But like, if we're talking,
the real reason, which they haven't delivered on, was that it was gonna all the game studios were gonna be working on one system. That was Robert's big.
And they are
big thing.
I mean, are they not?
Yeah.
But where's the game?
Where the game? Well, they're calling Jesus.
You act like it's Xbox One or something over here. It ain't like that.
Yeah, like calm down. But if we're talking about as in like the systems like that already are done, like they've done their whole lifetime, it would be the Wii U for me because the Wii U combines also the Wii because I love the Wii, so I'm able to play Wii games on there. And but the Wii U had so many fucking amazing games that was so stupidly underrated. And I love all of them, and I just love that system in general. But it is weird when you go back to play on it. You're kind of like, it's really good. But like,
they could have just added GameCube backwards compatible in the Wii U. It would have been
that would have done
it. It would have been.
And they could have done it. They just didn't want to.
They could have, yeah.
And
I feel like they didn't do it because they thought they could sell, those games again on the virtual console or whatever. They just never got around to it because it didn't sell well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a plan, but
that's a good description though. And now I think about it, the Wii should be everybody's favorite console because it plays all the Nintendo games. Technically,
it's definitely my top two.
Yeah, no, the Wii's awesome. That's why I say the Wii U because it could play the Wii games and technically you go on the Wii Shop channel through the Wii U. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And so that's fantastic. So that's why it can only just not play the GameCube stuff. And but other than that, like it could basically play everything else, and it's just awesome. And so I love the Wii U and all the games it gave us. And I think it's super underrated. And I love that place. That place. What are they talking about? I love that
place. I love that Wii place.
That's a great place. We would like to play.
I love that system. I love the system. It's fantastic. And yeah.
All right, Collector. Your favorite and why?
Well, everyone knows that the N64 is my favorite console ever. Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Ever?
Forever.
It would be for me too, for one game.
But you know what? I'll take this opportunity, to push the N64 aside for a second and just big up the Sega Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
Because the
I
Saturn is my
knew you were gonna say that.
Oh, good pick.
the Saturn is my second favorite console ever. But it's kind of like with my favorite games ever. You know, depending on what mood you're in, it can switch easily. But the Saturn, you know, Shadow, you were talking about the arcade, and when you came out of the arcade, when you had your Sega Saturn, you know, I had my 2 Virtual Cop light guns, played Virtual Cop 2, fucking loved that game. Used to just dual weed that game in my house by myself.
Sega Saturn was the arcade.
Yeah, exactly. I had Virtua Fighter 2, you know, Sega Rally. You had Die Hard Arcade, which I used to play.
Capcom.
Arcade,
Yep.
which was fucking awesome.
Street Fighter versus X-Men.
Yeah, all the Street Fighter games. It had all the 2D beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
You know, it had the Daytonas, the House of the Dead. They weren't the best ports, but you know, they were serviceable. You played them for the time and enjoyed them. And of course, you know, before Breath of the Wild, my favorite game ever was Panzer Dragoon Saga. And like I said, I could switch between which was my favorite. It doesn't matter because they're both just amazing games. But Panzer Dragoon Saga, Panzer Dragoon Spy, the original Tomb Raider. I could go on and on about the Sega Saturn games.
Tomb Raider on Sega Saturn.
Yeah, you know, it's just it was Tomb Raider that made me buy the Sega Saturn because I saw it demoed in a video game shop, and you know, like a lot of people don't know.
The version, by the way.
Yeah, I see that. But you know, like a lot of people don't know, it came on the Sega Saturn first. So that's got me, a third party game got me to buy the Sega Saturn before any of them.
Resident Evil, right?
Actually, the developer actually didn't like Sony and had no plans to put it on the PS1. It just the fact that the Saturn sold so poorly, he was forced to.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, Tomb Raider.
Well, you had the Resident Evil port on there, and it had the battle modes, and
another definitive version, by the way, Resident Evil 1 on Saturn.
I love that, and I got into the Japanese side, so I was buying Radiant Silvergun. You know, I got my Saturn collection. You know, I probably got about 80 games as well on my Saturn, and
oh man,
you know, I got
about 92 or somewhere around there.
Oh, that's a lot of games. Fighting Vipers was on Saturn.
Fighting Vipers.
Yes.
Fighters Mega Mix.
The Fighters Mega Mix with Virtual Fighter and Fighting Vipers mixed together.
That game. Podcast.
Yeah, that game was beast, absolute beast. You could, like, punch them through the fences and stuff, and they would like fly across the screen.
We're losing juice. We got to bring it back.
Okay, but anyway, N64 is number one. N64 is number one, but the Saturn's a shit as well. So yeah. But,
all right, Juice. I can't remember because you did a video, right? What was yours?
Yeah, definitely my favorite console of all time is the PlayStation 3. Oh wait, that's my least favorite.
That's that mag.
That's my least favorite console of all time. So
Killzone.
I'm with you as well. There.
It's
my least too. As a guy who was there day one with $600 plus tax in hand to buy it.
Yep.
It was my least favorite console.
But,
you thought you were gonna get a Batarang.
My favorite
Batarang controller.
It sucks. It's one of the reasons I'm mad this year is because it's hard to like talk about how much I love the Wii U when all these like bunch of these games now are on the Switch. But seriously, Nintendo comes out, they follow up the Wii with, you know, maybe not the best overall package, but you got the Miiverse, which is amazing, and second screen experience for some games was great. Xenoblade Chronicles X, definitely. Mario Maker. You got games you would not have ever seen on a home console. You've seen them on the 3DS. I loved Kirby Rainbow Curse. I know a lot of people didn't, but you got the best Mario Kart. Still the best Mario Kart game, you know, came out on the Wii U. Smash, really got into Smash with the Wii U version, and you know, yeah, it sucked that its life was cut short, and then there's some droughts. But man, talk about Bayonetta 1 and 2, Tropical Freeze, one of the best 2D platformers ever. Again, it sucks that Nintendo did this because now it's kind of diminished the Wii U a little bit. You know, now if you're talking about it, but back then,
it's identity and shit.
You had the best Donkey Kong game, one of the best 2D platformers. You had the best Mario Kart game. You had the best Zelda game coming, which eventually came, but then also on Switch, you know, still. But it just, for me, it got me back into gaming after the Xbox 360, PS3 kind of kind of ruined my taste for gaming. I'd pick up a Wii U, and after once it got rolling a little bit with Pikmin and Wind Waker HD and 3D World, still one of my favorite Mario games. It's right up there. I think I like it more than Odyssey, but they're close. But all these great games, like I said, the Miiverse I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed checking out people's artwork and all that. Daily, I would check the Miiverse. No other what do you call it, like app or anything on the consoles ever made me check daily, and so I thought that was really cool. And the whole second screen could have been utilized a little bit better, but the games that used it, great. So it's hard to pick it as number one since it's so recent. Super NES would be the number two probably. If I really thought about it, maybe I could. I don't know. Xbox 360, I had some fond memories, but I'd say the Wii U takes top spot.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
It's a damn good choice.
And mine is,
and you had the Wii. All my Wii games and accessories worked. All these controller options. Like Robert said, you could go on play all your Wii eShop. Your virtual console games were all still there, or you could buy for 50 cents, whatever dollar, whatever it was to get a few of them.
To get them out of Wii mode, yeah.
To get them on the Wii U, still. So there was some virtual console. The indie games started popping up, So just overall, it was just a good time for gaming for me. So this probably has more to do with it.
In hindsight, I think a big thing that could have helped Wii U was to take what was it called? What's the game that came with it?
Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land. Take Nintendo Land out of the box and put a Wii U Pro controller in the box.
They did that.
I think that would have been. Well, I mean, initially that should have been the SKU.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two SKUs was a stupid idea.
Because Nintendo Land did nothing for the Wii U as far as the sales. Mm-hmm. Nobody was running. Oh man, I gotta play Nintendo Land. It wasn't Wii Sports.
They just wanted more storage. That's the reason they bought the other deluxe one.
Right. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Wii. It wasn't the Wii Sports of the Wii U, like people initially thought. So I think if they had just, all right, take that out of the box, put the Pro controller in, and the biggest gripe early on would have been gone.
And so, just think if they would have bundled Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with the Pro controller,
right,
at launch,
yeah. They did that with Zombie U, but it wasn't here.
Right.
I'm
talking about a major franchise that people buy systems for.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
I'm gonna step in here, and I'm gonna say it wouldn't have mattered what game was put in with that console. People's minds were already made up.
True, they were made up in 2011. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Well, when it changed, I think it would have helped. I think it would have helped a lot. Because there was so much whining about the gamepad, so much. I think it would help. It would help the perception of it too. It was not perception.
What if they would have pulled a Microsoft and just took the gamepad out? Like you said, put in a Pro controller, Call of Duty bundle, and just.
Yeah, that would have killed the system.
I'm so against stuff like that. You're creating an idea, based around the system, and as much as I chewed out the Xbox One back in the day, they had this game plan to have this camera and this console work in unison and to try to do something with it. Whether they would have pulled it off or not, it's a different question. But that was a game plan. It was a game plan, and
it was a terrible game plan.
Yeah, that was the majority of the R&D though. Was the fact that they figured out how to get wireless communication to be seamless to the user. Because if you look at it, the Vita and the PSP still didn't get it right. There's lag for days. They couldn't get the timing right. They couldn't figure out the right type of technology to use to get it where both your inputs and the visual display that you're getting over 5 gigahertz were working. Yeah. And they weren't the timings weren't different or anything like that.
I mean, the tech of the Wii U gamepad, like you said, the streaming between the TV and the console and everything like that, it was just
flawless. It's not just like a camera thing with the Xbox One. It was integral.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it would have been, unless the only way you probably could have got around it is if because there was so much involved with that. There was no way around it.
They would have to update the OS big time so you could navigate the settings and all that. But
and levers and stuff, you wouldn't be able to draw and stuff like this. So much was connected to that game.
And how much confidence would that instilled in people? Oh, look,
that would have killed Miiverse too.
I don't know if it would have made it worse or better. I mean, it definitely.
I think it would have made it worse.
I think it would have been worth trying at the failure it was at after like 2 years. I mean,
yeah,
but that's just me trying to think what they could have done to maybe draw some people in. But anyway,
all right, let's move on.
Yeah, we know T's favorite console, so we don't need to.
Yeah, we know mine. I've done multiple videos on it. I just did a collection for it, so video for it. Shout outs.
Good video.
Thank you. We'll move on to hype sector. And first, we're going to start off with hype level for, remember this game, Travis Strikes Again, that people were defending like crazy? And I don't hear any of these people talk about the game anymore.
I'm one of the defenders. I'll listen. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So no. My question is, what is your hype level for it at this current point?
My hype level for it was that it looks like it's just a overhead. Like, so one of the
What's your hype level? Give it a number. I think that's what we're looking for, right?
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
Yeah, 0 to 10.
Hold on. Let me restructure what I just said. Because,
-3, like Terrell.
I said defending. There's nothing to defend. The game doesn't need any defense. My point was that people were. I saw people like trying to tear down the first 2 games to prop this game up.
What?
That's what. I saw people saying, "Oh,
this is a subsection of those games. It's not even."
That's what I'm saying. But I saw people, the first 2 games wasn't that great. The gameplay. Like, so why do you care about this one then? If the first 2 weren't that great,
exactly.
Why even care about this?
It just felt like some, just kind of like out of the blue.
It's that Switch disease.
Yeah,
jumping on the bandwagon.
The reason I am even remotely interested in this game is because I know
I'm interested in it. I am interested in it. That's why I wanted to fix what I was trying to say, just in case you didn't know.
Okay,
I'm interested in the game, but what I was saying is that people were trying to tear down the other 2 games to prop this one up. And I was just saying, this is a side game. This is a spinoff. This isn't like a full-on No More Heroes game, which it's not. So
yeah, people who weren't even fans of the first 2 for whatever reason were like,
exactly. But it's on Switch, so disease. All right, go ahead.
And they didn't buy it when it got ported to PlayStation 3, so.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, what we saw when we see the game, was that E3 or before E3? They actually had
E3.
After that, and this could change, no lie, my hype level for Travis Strikes Again is firmly at a 0. not trying to be funny. It's literally and like actually 0 hype. There's no hype. What I saw looked like nothing I was interested in, and nothing I would ever play. But that was just 1 level, and the boss. Maybe something I see in the future could change that. So,
yeah. Yes, Santiago. I don't want to throw shade or anything. I don't want to say names. Some people are very sensitive, but other YouTubers in this community were trying to say, "Oh, the first 2 games," because I was saying that this game is a spinoff. It's not a full-fledged No More Heroes game, and it's not that, it's not like a big deal. I'm still gonna buy it, but it's not like the No More Heroes game that I'm used to playing or whatever. And these people, certain people, I can think of 2 right now, YouTubers that were like, "Oh, well, it wasn't like the first games had great gameplay or anything." And we got into spat, so I'm not making this up. We got into like sparring over this, so it did happen. If you missed it, so yeah. Who's anybody else? Anybody else's hype level? Let's go with. Haven't heard from you in a while. Clocked it. What's your hype?
I'm busy laughing here.
I'm looking at the chat like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Thinking back to how when all this kicked off and stuff, it was because I did a video on it as well, but I didn't necessarily go too far into chewing out what I saw. I remember talking about how important it is when you first reveal a game, to two people. And
that was the game that inspired that.
Yeah. It was Travis Strikes Again, and about how initially it was just a little picture on stage, and then we got some little cutscene, and then we got some random gameplay, and we were still trying to work out what the fuck the game was. So
let me jump in quickly. That was another thing too. It was that the game didn't look that great, but in spite of that information, people were trying to say, well, we don't know what else they're going to show and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, well, if you're going to show a new game, aren't you going to show it in the best light the first time? There's not much more to this game than what you already saw. Or there were those same people were like, no, we don't know everything yet. I'm sure there's a bunch more, but there isn't. So,
and that was my argument. I think we were on like reveal 3 or 4 by then, and by that time when you still ask a question, you're like, okay, so something's wrong. So, but my hype level for it, I've played No More Heroes 1 and 2. They're good games. I think some people at that time as well took those games to the next level of sheer awesomeness, which they're good, but I never.
They're not great. They're not like amazing.
Yeah,
I just like the character of Travis Touchdown, and
Travis Touchdown is a great character, and is it Pseudo 51? He's got some. He's got the ideas. I like the guy. I've liked his other games, and my hype level for this game is just is nowhere really, because like a lot of people now, I put it to the back of my mind until I finally see it again. So just because of Travis and Travis only, my hype level is probably around about 2.
All right.
So it's pretty low because it's in the back of my mind, and I need to see a kick-ass trailer now for when this game finally.
And it kind of sucks, right? Because you came up, they started off with that really cool like cutscene. It made it look like this was going to be a full No More Heroes game at first.
When it was first announced in Japan on the Switch stage, even I was like, oh yes, fucking a No More Heroes 3. Let's go. It'd be great to see what crazy ideas he'll do with the Joy-Cons. That was in my mind. What's this guy going to do with the Joy-Cons? Because that's what he's good at.
Fucking just waggle looking.
Yeah, that combat.
But it was fun. It was fun, and that's what got me excited, because you have to remember that's when the Switch was being shown. So you'd just been shown HD Rumble and all this stuff. You're like, holy fucking shit, man! There's more to this console than I thought. Yeah. And when No More Heroes got it, announced it,
the context of the situation was very exciting.
And then it just dwindled. Then
we didn't know it was going to be like motion controls. We didn't see that, and then the reveal at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know.
So yeah, a 2 for me, and let's wait to see what happens again, for the 4th or 5th reveal, whatever it's going to be. See if I change my mind.
All right, Robert.
I mean, to me, like I never even played the first 2, and like seeing it from this gameplay, I'm gonna have to go with a 10. I'm hyped as fuck. No, I think to me it's pretty much. I'm gonna go in memory of Terrell. I'm gonna say -3.
Dang.
I mean, it's technically 0, but it's a negative. I'm gonna say in memory of Terrell, -3.
Like he's passed away or something.
In memory of Terrell.
Wow. He's still with us, Robert. He's still with us. He's just not here.
Oh man.
I tried to think of the game over music there for Sonic the Hedgehog, so I could sing it for Terrell. But, yeah, that's right.
Oh man, good stuff. Me, I'm at a 5. Again, I love the character of Travis Touchdown. But it went down from the reveal. Obviously, the reveal, I was thinking it was going to be a full-on No More Heroes game, but it wasn't. And people were trying to say that it was. It's like, oh, it's just a different camera angle. No, it's not just a different camera angle. It's not a full-on No More Heroes game. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff I got into with some people. And yeah, and the character, like I said, that's what keeps me somewhat caring about it. And I think it'll be a fun game. I'm wondering if it's just going to be eShop or is it going to be like a physical release or not? That's the thing that I'm wondering about.
And remember the collaborations with all these indie devs, and it turns out they're just T-shirts that Travis wears.
Right, like that stuff just kept coming with the hits, the bad hits. That's not going to be a big thing. It's just going to be T-shirts. So yeah, mine's about a 5, and it's only because it's Travis Touchdown, and I'm still worried about how much it's gonna feel like Travis Touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like how much of that character I'm actually gonna feel in this game.
Yeah, seeing the dialogue at that event, just nothing about it was.
I don't even mind if it was a completely different game, still starring Travis. It just still has to be a good game. So, you know, that's what.
It still has to be a good game.
Yeah.
Will I get bored with the slash corridor slashing? I don't know yet. We'll see. So, and that'll move us into our final topic of the evening, which is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. And I want Juice to start this because this is also about hype. And I don't know what the title was before. Apparently, there was a title on this video before that got a lot of people butthurt.
Yeah, it was do we need another Smash Direct already?
Yeah.
That was the placeholder title.
Okay, and we can definitely start there, and then we'll go into maybe some predictions and whatnot. So let's start there. And Juice, since that was your title,
I mean, the
short answer. Man. Go ahead.
The short answer is help. No, I already know everything I need to know to justify buying the game when it comes out on December 7th. There's nothing they can show in this direct to change the fact that I'm looking forward to the game, but I'm not super excited. No single player thing. I mean, there's really nothing.
Well, you don't know that.
I don't know what they could show me.
You don't know that. I
don't know.
You don't even know about the online modes yet. All you
don't know online, how that's going to work.
Characters, man.
But the game still comes out 4 months from now. That's weird.
Yeah, I think it's too soon after E3, which already featured too much Smash for a lot of people. They just had a Nintendo UK had like a live 3-day like video game kind of conference. They had played a shit ton of Smash. Gamescom's coming up. That's going to have a ton of Smash. Unless this is to really detail how the online and Switch Online is going to be kind of the opening up the floodgates for Switch Online info. They want to start with a Smash Direct to kind of get the ball rolling. I don't see the purpose. Like I said, finding out 4 months from the game's coming out, like, hey, here's what our single player mode's going to be. Like, I don't think that does anything. I don't think that's going to drive the hype. You know, I think closer to launch, that kind of stuff would be cool. But for me, I think we could have used a different kind of direct with some other games, and maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they'll have some surprises other than Smash, but it just feels like they weren't listening to people's reactions to E3 when most of it was Smash. That's kind of what it feels like.
All right, Shadow Fox.
So I'm kind of gonna be like I didn't get to talk about the No More Heroes thing, but it's
my bad.
No, it's fine because I kind of feel the same way about both of them. So with the No More, the Travis Strikes Again situation, I kind of know what I'm getting, and even what I'm looking at is essentially one of the mini games from a different angle. And I know they make those kind of addicting. For you to get high scores and whatnot. So they're probably going to tailor this for the entire game. But I think the story will still be there. And that's what I think Metal Mint mentioned it's about character and stuff like that in that type of game. And also they're puns for the most part. And they do stuff like intentionally make the graphics look bad to make jokes about old GTA games and stuff like that. So I kind of know what I'm getting there, and I feel the same way about Smash to that degree as well. So I don't think there will be a Nintendo Direct that would tell me anything that would get me actually excited. I know it's going to be a good game. I know that I'm going to have fun playing it, but I mean, short of the reveal itself and showing the characters that'll be there, there's nothing else I really need to know. I mean, you put Elma in there, I might get excited, but other than that, I still know the game is going to be the game. It's not.
It's going to have all
Smash.
the characters.
At the end of the day, it's Smash.
It's Smash. It's like, what else can Halo do? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's short of,
actually, Halo could actually do a lot more.
Short of Samus showing up, I don't know what else. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Like, it would take a Metroid Prime game, but something that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 3.5 years since Smash 4 released on the Wii.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. We kind of like have been dealt that card.
No, like it was shorter.
And while there've been a lot of graphical differences, I guess, between the two, but let's be real here. We've got another 1080p Smash Bros. Game.
And it's hard to tell those differences unless you're really, really looking for them.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's really hard to get excited or get worked up.
It's a 1080p 60 frames per second Smash game.
I mean, that's not to say that I'm not going to get it. That's not going to say that it's not going to be fun.
We're all still going to be playing the hell out of it. That's not the point where we're just saying that.
And
I think, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, and this could just be, you guys know how my thoughts have been on 2018 as a whole for gaming and stuff, but is there, I can't think of another direct that wasn't like, hey, this is a Pokemon direct, like I mean, yeah, it's a game specific one, but I can't remember the last time I didn't hear direct and I'm like I can't wait those 2 days. Like, it feels like an eternity for that direct where I've been so excited and just looking forward to a direct. And with this one, it'd be like if, Mario Kart 8 had that great direct back in the day. Remember how it was really entertaining and stuff? And imagine like a month later, they're just like, yeah, we got another Mario Kart 8 direct. Like, you can't go to the well that many times. You had an info blowout. You took a deep dive. Unlike Sony, Nintendo took a deep dive into Smash. They already revealed that every character's coming back. We already know there's like 80 plus stages. Like, to think that they already needed a dedicated Smash Direct again, unless, like I said, unless it's just to start the Switch Online info rolling out, and they just want to start with Smash and tell you how it's going to work, and then maybe it has all these cool features. Anything short of that, I just can't see it being necessary. So, yeah.
All right.
So can I say a bit on it? So I feel like this is it now. I think I know what the problem is. We've reached it now with some Nintendo games. Now, if you remember with the Wii U, regardless of what you thought of the console and its concept or whatever, we were pumped up because for the first time we were getting Nintendo games in HD. Right, that for me that was one of the biggest things. So now we've had those games in HD, yeah, where it's kind of the same now that we felt with other consoles, where with certain games,
right,
you feel like that leap,
hit it right on the nail. That's where I was going to go.
That leap cannot go that much further now. So what you're going to start feeling is a somewhat repetition. And Juice, you said Smash came out 3.5 years ago, like it's nothing. Even in Nintendo's world, that's a short time between major franchises. Every other company, yeah, we mentioned Assassin's Creed earlier and stuff like that. They pump out a game year after year after year, which is why Assassin's Creed just feels drained and dull because there's only so much they can do. Once you're in HD and once you've reached that technological point where the games graphically aren't going to blow you away that far anymore. So Smash, we all know it looks better, but it doesn't look to the point where you're like, holy shit, this looks absolutely incredible, blown away better compared to the Wii U version. And the same thing will probably happen with Mario Kart 9 The same thing will probably happen with the next Mario Tennis. The same thing will probably happen with Paper Mario, because Paper Mario on Wii U looks freaking incredible. Yeah. The same thing will probably happen with the next Zelda, as crazy as that sounds, right? Even though it will look, well, wait there, even though it will look better, yeah, we've had a massive open world Zelda in HD, and it looks beautiful, even for what the Wii U is doing compared to what the Switch can do, right? So we're going to get extra stuff with Zelda. So I feel like with certain games, we're going to start feeling this now. And that's what happened with Smash. And also, what I said about Smash on one of my videos was that the way it was revealed did it no favors either, especially compared to the hype of Smash Bros. Wii U with those character reveals. I mean, you know how much I'm disappointed with how Mega Man has gone through all these generations. You know, I've wanted more from Mega Man for years, but I still love the character. And when I saw that Mega Man reveal trailer, yeah, I was more hyped for that one than the Splatoon one for Smash and Ridley for Smash. Yeah, and that's just
Ridley
because
for Smash did 0 for me.
Yeah, that's just because that the way they hyped up those trailers, the way they were released, and everything was just so much better than what they've done now. Even now, it feels like the way they've announced this Smash feels like it's just, yeah, here's Smash Brothers. We're going to give you everything. And there was no real, it felt like, even though we had that awesome teaser trailer, right? When it was finally revealed, it just went in like halfway through a direct and just like, hello, I'm Sakurai, here's Smash. And then Mario just jumps out. There was nothing epic about it. And I said that impact of that reveal, left you slightly deflated, along with the wealth of information you were bombarded with then, with it showing every single character. So I feel like with Smash, we've reached that point. Now, you have to think about Smash, what you want from it. If you're only going to be playing online, then you kind of know what you're going to be expecting based off all the fights that we've seen. If you don't just play Smash Online, because Smash is not just an online game, it's not just a multiplayer game. You do have single player, you do have mini games and stuff like that. So for me, yeah, I'm still very interested in what they'll show for hopefully a bit more of a fleshed out adventure mode, not that stupid Monopoly board fucking game they had on the Wii U. Something a bit more, and bring back some old and new platform sections, like jumping on the platforms and and all those type of games. That's what I'm excited for. They still have a lot to show in terms of single player and even the online modes. They could do something new for online modes. We don't know. But anyway, that's I just wanted to get that in there. Sorry,
I'll let Robert go. I'll let you go in a minute. I just wanted to follow up because you brought up the fact that some of the excitement is taken away because, like you said, Wii U brought a lot of those games, Nintendo games, into HD. So we already had that. So the excitement has been quelled a little bit. Like there are Nintendo franchises still out there that haven't been in HD yet. Wave Race and stuff like that.
Yeah, they will blow me away. Yeah,
right. Those are the things that will blow me away. Yeah. And I'm with you. I'm not saying that I'm not excited for Smash because I am. That was one of our most played games, especially with playing together a multiplayer on the Wii U. So we're gonna get that on Switch now. That's great. And so this is about, do we need another Smash Direct? And I'm calling it another one because we did get a Smash Direct at E3. It was a Smash Direct. It was 25 minutes of Smash. That's a Smash Direct. I'm sorry. It is. The stuff before that wasn't a Smash Direct, but once they showed Smash, that was a Smash Direct. So I'm going to say I don't know, because if they do bring some significant things, like you were saying, single player stuff, like, Subspace Emissary, and, there was jankiness with that. If they can make it actually more fun and control better, they can bring back some of those cool, hit the targets type stuff. I love that stuff in Melee. Yeah. If they can bring that, yes. But here's the thing. It's still, timing-wise, we don't need it. Because we just got a Smash Direct, yes, at E3. And the game isn't coming out for 4 freaking months. So unless we get what we got with ARMS and what we got with Splatoon 2, a test punch, or what would they call it? Test smash. That's going to happen.
Cool.
That's going to happen before the actual online thing happens. That would make a lot of sense, because we were all speculating that Smash was going to come out and be the showcase for the online. We obviously know it's not, but they still can do a test Smash and showcase the online for Switch with that. So if that's going to be a thing, that makes sense. And I guess the thing about me that's killing the excitement for Smash is that it feels very methodical, the Smash reveal and how it's being put out there. It's very much about numbers. It's very much about hitting that fiscal target. They know this is one of those games that will do it. They know Pokemon is one of those games that will do it, and that's why, like, I'm excited to play Let's Go Pikachu, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'd probably be like that with the mainline Pokemon game, but these just feel very corporate, very methodical, and so that's what's killing a little bit of the excitement. So for me, it's maybe if, and what I said, if it's relevant or if we should have one right now. So all right, go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that we probably shouldn't be having this direct now, but I am still very excited to see what they're going to show. Like, if I feel like it kind of has to be about single player stuff, because yes. I for one love the Suspect's Emissary. I love that shit. I thought it was great. All the cutscenes. I mean, come on, that was awesome. And the whole thing is like, it would be awesome to have some kind of adventure mode in this one. I think we need it. I think that'd be perfect. But you know, if they just show like quick online stuff and like, I don't know, it's like, well, you could have had this in November. This direct, you didn't need this in August. You know, it really random placement. Because yeah, like, it's strange if you do look at a lot of replies and like the Twitter and stuff. Like, people are actually asking, it's like, wait, what about E3? We just had it, and it's interesting because everyone wanted Smash. Now everyone's like, well, I don't know if we want Smash right now. You know what I mean? Everyone's kind of taking a step back where it's like, I don't think we need all that information all at once. Right. It's like, geez, like, you could have, I don't know, maybe a trailer out if you want. You don't need to do a whole direct. It kind of depends on how big because they didn't say it was a direct mini. They said a direct. So it's going to still be kind of
40 minutes like the other Smash Direct was.
What if it's just a very similar thing where it's just like a info dump without
if they retread a lot of the stuff that they did at E3, I'm gonna be very upset.
Think it's gonna hurt. I honestly think it's gonna hurt the hype for some people. People
don't waste my time at this point. Just
because
a lot of people want it because we've heard, oh, there are more Switch games that are unannounced. And so the first direct after E3 is a Smash Direct. Like, we want to know what those games are.
I don't think they're going to do that though, because if you look at the history of what Nintendo has done, look at Xenoblade Chronicles X. They did a specific direct for that right before the game came out, and then they did 4 separate YouTube videos to explain how that game worked. None of them were even remotely similar to the previous one. So I have reason to believe that they understand it. They've done the same thing with other games too. In Wii U going backwards, and all the way back to, I don't know what was it before it was called Direct. It was something else before. I forget what it was. Nintendo something. I forgot what it was. You watched it on the Wii, but they kind of strategize how they're going to do this the closer they get to launching the game, to make sure, because you got to understand there's not a rolling reel of these type of games at GameStop, at Best Buy, whatever, when you're getting ready to go pick one up. Mm-hmm. So they're making direct messages to their customer. They know IGN ain't doing it. They've already established we have to be the one true advertiser for all our titles. So they're going to make every effort to say, look, we're going to tell you about this feature this time, this feature that time, and this feature that time if the game is that deep. So I really believe if they're going to talk about anything right now, it's going to be whatever is going to be the next most exciting feature about the game, and it's going to be in detail, like extreme, excruciating detail. And it probably will bore us. It probably will bore us because we're like, okay, we know how Smash works, but it may be something new that we're not really. It may be the next Subspace Emissary, but not that. If you get what I mean. And I don't mean Smash Run either, but
it could be something completely out of left field that we don't see coming. That would be exciting. That's why I'm saying maybe it's necessary if these certain things happen.
Well, what if I don't know? I'm kind of with that release date, and you're saying they definitely want to get it out this year.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do something probably for the next couple of months too, leading up to the release.
But
there's gonna be some testing of those servers. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a test Smash.
I wouldn't be surprised though if to get the game out this year, they're just gonna focus on the basic mode and online. I would not be shocked if they don't have the full game ready on December 7th and you don't get your adventure mode till 2019.
That would be very disappointing.
I don't believe that.
I
don't believe that at all.
I mean, you're looking at the development cycle. It's the shortest for a Smash game. So,
is it? I thought it was like right at 4 years.
What about Melee and 64 Melee? Because
isn't it right at 4 years? It came out in 2014 for Wii U, right?
It'll be close to 4 years.
It'll be 4 by the time it comes out.
By the time it comes out, it'll be 4 years.
But then it was what 2008 or 9 on Wii to 2014. So that was a longer.
Yeah, they had 5 to 6 years.
But anyway, I'm just saying, don't be shocked if
there's less.
Those are the things that are going to get pushed to get the main game, because there's a lot of characters to balance. There's a lot of stuff going on from that aspect.
But you have a foundation already. So I would think that would help them as far as timing and how long it takes to do some of this stuff.
The engine's already done.
Right.
Do you think, though, with this much time left to go, like finding out that there's a single player mode that's maybe something more like Subspace or the adventure mode or something, decent? I mean,
well, the
question is now the time, this far in advance, the time to tell us that. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, do we need it now? Is it?
That's what has me thinking is more about the online, because they have to.
Because
it's coming.
Yeah, it's like 5 weeks away. The online, or maybe less. I think it might even be 4 weeks away.
I think for sure they're gonna have that test stuff. They kind of have to with that,
anything short of here's how we're gonna work with Switch Online. We're doing a Smash test, a test Smash. That's what get people excited. Hey, this test Smash is happening next week, or it's happening right now, or next week. 2 weekends from now. And here's all the features we want to test with the Switch app. Anything.
The second icon on the app.
Anything other than that just has me baffled at this time.
We haven't actually had a date though for Switch Online, have we? We've already had September. We could, knowing Nintendo, we could be 2 months away. Are they giving an exact date for Switch Online?
I thought it was like middle of September, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they mentioned at first it was fall, and then they mentioned something. I thought it was September.
I'm sure they just said September.
They said September. For some reason I was thinking like the 19th. I thought I saw a date, but I could be thinking of something else.
So we could still be 2 months away. Knowing Nintendo want to push it right to the edge.
A month and a half tops if it stays September.
Yeah.
So September 2018 it says still.
Okay, so it could be the last day of September then. So we got 6 weeks tops because it's. Oh wait. Oh, it's only the 6th. Never mind.
It could be October 1.
Yeah. I was looking something next week. I was thinking today was the 10th, so never mind. So yeah, it is early August. So yeah, I mean 7 weeks if they stay in September. But still, that's pretty short to really know nothing. And I think that Smash would be the game to do a blowout on the online, because we don't even know how you're gonna start. Like message people for setting up games. Like, I mean, if they're gonna do it, Smash is the game to be tied to that info, because Super Mario Party isn't the game to reveal how the Switch Online is gonna fully work. And I think I think Smash would be the game to do that. So,
but I think they should follow that up with another video too. So if they make improvements for, say, like Splatoon 2 or ARMS or something like that, they got to do some follow up videos, detailing how all that stuff works.
And I mean, are they gonna reveal new character? I mean, I would be shocked if they didn't. If they're gonna do a specific direct, I think
I was thinking about new characters, and they started to pick up shadow characters now, right? And you have to wonder what road they would go down with these shadow characters, because we got Daisy and stuff, which was announced immediately, and we know all the other shadow characters. I mean, I would still get hyped, if they announce a shadow character of like Ken is against Ryu, or Zhong, against Bayonetta, or Dark Samus for Samus, or even bloody Samurai Goru for Captain Falcon.
Stages, man. You're not excited for stages?
Stages, yeah. What about like Liquid Snake for Snake, or Rex for Shulk, and and Octolings for Inklings and stuff like that? I mean, I think
there's so many characters in this game right now. Who is there? Anybody out there that would get me like excited? Oh my god! Maybe Banjo-Kazooie.
Elmo would get me excited. Elmo would, and another Street Fighter character would.
Yeah. I think it's Elmo. Like, yeah,
no, not Elmo.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, Chun-Li would do it.
Yeah,
Chun-Li would do it.
Who's Elmo would? Who's that one?
Elma from Xenoblade.
Oh, from Xenoblade X, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be shocked though if they didn't have a character reveal during this thing.
I'm not gonna lie, though, Elmo would make me pretty hype.
Whether it's an Echo character,
Elmo would definitely get me excited.
Who?
Elmo.
Yeah.
Elmo.
I'm thinking Big Bird. Big Bird would be
Do it for the fun.
Hey there, guys! I'm here to smash your ass.
But I mean, I could be completely wrong. I actually hope I am that this has got something that we didn't see coming. That's super cool. Like, oh my god, this is a game changer for Smash. Like, I hope that's the case. Or this could be they could be trying to make up for the reaction people had to the E3 Direct, where it was just so ho-hum and just here's info, no excitement in anyone's voice. Like, here's every little new addition. Tried to be a little bit funny, I guess, at times, but let's come with a real presentation. Like Smash 4 had a bunch of awesome character reveals. It had a 50 facts thing that was actually very entertaining. Like, come with your A game with this, and maybe that's what they're doing. They want to kind of relaunch the hype for this game. I know there's a lot of people way more excited about it than I have been, but I just feel like they needed to up the production, up the entertainment value. Don't just give us a bunch of facts and in a very monotone way.
Yeah, facts are so passé these days.
I think that would be a huge mistake to follow up what they did at E3 with a very dry.
I know what you're talking about, Shadow Fox. I hear you, brother.
You have to look at it this way as well. I mean, there's a lot of new Nintendo Switch owners who probably have never had a Nintendo console before. This will be their first Smash Bros. Game. And I had I got.
I don't give a shit about those people.
It's about me. Definitely don't.
I'm looking at it from this point.
I'm selfish.
One of my friends,
gaming is a selfish hobby.
Pick Mario and take roll.
He never really played Smash before, and when he watched that Smash E3 Direct, it just bored the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't a great reveal for Smash in itself.
It wasn't like a AAA,
or even for new people to get interested. It was like we said, it was information, overload for many people. So I do feel that this Direct it needs to be focused, it needs to be entertaining, it needs to be streamlined, and
it can't
be different from E3.
I think you could make a really strong argument that the E3 Direct was for mainly for the hardcore and the competitive scene.
Yeah.
Most of that info was info for serious Smash players and the competitive Smash players.
It seemed like an Evo commentator wrote that script.
Exactly. That was like we don't want to piss Shokio off this time. So this is like, I remember how
we still put really in there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as here's how it's going to work, here's the mechanics, here's what makes it different, here's how it's going to be for the competitive players. Like, that's how it felt to me. And Clockton makes a good point. His buddy, who's never had a Nintendo system in a long time, like, he probably would have, a CGI trailer is all he would have needed, because he's probably a Sony guy. So a CGI trailer would have probably won him over. But what they did was nothing to draw, like you said, oh, it's all these new Switch owners. Well, all these new Nintendo fans. Well, what they did was talk to people basically who know Smash and have played Smash. They did not do a good job of getting new players excited about what Smash Brothers is and why they should want it.
Yeah, I think the best part about it was the fact that they sat back and said everybody's returning from every Smash game. That's probably what they should have said first.
But still, that's for the already Smash fans. That's not anything. That probably means nothing to someone who hasn't played Smash, and it's their first Nintendo console. That's for long-time fans. That's who got excited about that. Most of everything they revealed were for long-time fans of the series, and so maybe they'll try to course correct. Maybe we'll see.
Just tell them it's a PlayStation All Stars that actually works. What's his why can't I take his damn name from God of War? Kratos. Kratos did it. It's Kratos. Is fucking Aloy from Horizon in it?
No, it's gonna be Raymond. Raymond will be in Smash. If he's not, I'm gonna be pissed.
You're gonna be pissed if Raymond's not in Smash.
I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't think
anything's changed to help his case since the last game.
Dude, that hasn't even been a game. That hasn't even been a game out. But technically, maybe we'll get some Minecraft representation.
I think the Rabbids have a better chance than Rayman, honestly.
Ouch.
Do you think there's, how people like to joke around with the Minecraft, but like, to be honest, it's like one of the biggest games of all time. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if one day
would make me pissed.
That would make you pissed.
Put a stupid ass Minecraft character in there.
Oh, fucking hell.
Or
man.
Just not gonna happen.
I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know.
That'd be so exciting to see Sammy. I don't even know their names.
Steve.
That would be so exciting.
Steve.
I can't wait to see Steve in Smash.
I think a lot of it, though, I didn't really comment on Clock's point about the law of diminishing returns. You lose that.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that one too.
That first time you're seeing a game in HD, well, we're still getting that with Metroid. But the only problem was Nintendo's first time with these characters in HD, but we've seen so many beautiful, amazing art directions in HD for so many years. It's like, I think that time has kind of passed to like really wow people. Like, oh, this is the first time you're seeing a Mario or Zelda in HD. It's been so long. Like, I don't even know if that will still even ring true with Metroid, but it is because of the feels short for Nintendo standards. 4-year gap. It's a very similar art direction. Nintendo likes to usually mix things up a little more with their sequels. Like you said, Mario Kart 9 might have the same effect. It might not just because it's Smash. It might just because, like you said, we had the wow factor already on Wii U with a lot of these games, and now
graphics plateau.
Yeah, now it's like that's not there anymore. So that could be a part of it.
And you can't say 60 frames per second because that was already there. There's not really too much you could do other than, I don't know, use the other tropes that the other consoles do when they ran out of stuff. Just say God rays and I don't know. They just come up with other ways than name techniques and stuff.
Tessellation.
Yeah, tessellation. I'm like, what tessellation was done on a GameCube on the CPU. They don't. Yeah, they just come up with all kind of names. They're just like you're just renaming what an infinite light source would do, and those are true of any TNL lighting. But Yeah, it's whatever. Gimmicks are gimmicks, and I believe what Shigeru Miyamoto said in 2009 is still true. And prior to that, I think he said in 2005 as well, is that at some point we're going to reach it and it's going to be inescapable. And so then it's really going to be critically important to make your game special in every other way conceivable, because you can't just start talking about, well, we got all these extra CPU cycles. Okay, what the fuck are you doing with them? Why do we still have invisible walls? Why am I still able to go over here and slap the hell out this guard and he's just still doing his same routine? Yeah. Like you actually have to do work and take advantage of what's here. And I don't think a lot of these so-called AAA studios are ready to make that leap. Like they're too afraid to make the switch to lead platform right now, which is that'll be coming. I'll talk about that later. But it's just the common sense things that should be happening, they aren't doing because the publisher is like, how do we pimp this for maximum profit? And that seems to be the push and pull with things going. Obviously, this isn't a Nintendo problem, but I could see how in the future they're going to either have to figure out a way to skew differently, or we may see another Rob the Robot situation again, where we have to do something outlandish to get people interested in different things. So
outside of like indie games, a lot of that passion is just gone. Like a lot of passion that developers had, and I guess you can blame the publishers for stealing their passion and just making them do these, like you just said, maximum profit type situations instead of a passion project with something that they poured their heart and souls into and really wanted to.
The tech hasn't helped either, which is one of the other things I want to talk about. Like, everybody's using middleware now. Nobody writes their own engines anymore. Nobody does their own code anymore. So what does it mean to be a developer today? What is a programmer? Because right now all you're doing is you're dragging and dropping assets inside of Unreal Engine. I don't. No, it's not.
You still got to design characters and environments and stuff.
Yeah, but you're using that engine to design them. It's not like there's a lot of template situations going on where a lot of stuff just looks the same.
Yeah, you're just doing that in memory management now. It's not even, and then there's a tool that does that for you too now. So it's like,
I mean, we don't overgeneralize it too much, because new engines still get created, and
of course they do.
And it's not bad for the most part that there are engines out there where you can get things up and running, quite smooth, quite quickly, and have some form of uniformity, across.
That's a good thing, but the problem is they don't take that extra time. And
I know, I agree. I know. I mean, one thing I will say about
matter of fact, we got the game done faster, but it's not really done yet. So we're gonna give it to you. You have to download the rest of it.
That's crazy.
It was insane.
One thing I will say about Nintendo in terms of graphically and stuff like that, I have more faith in them than anyone else to do something different with an engine. To give us a game that looks like Zelda, to give us a game that looks like Paper Mario or Yoshi's Woolly World, and and all these games. Right?
I'm going to tell you why I agree with that. Because at some point, if they're doing something like that, they're not doing it specifically so you can see it. They're doing it because at some point you're going to interact with it.
Yeah, and
that's why I'm excited.
This could be another reason why the new Yoshi game is being pushed back a little bit, because. We look at it graphically, and it looks great anyway. But I mean, Yoshi's Woolly World looks fucking beautiful anyway. So perhaps they looked at it, and it was just something they thought, right, we just need to do a little bit extra or change something here to make this feel like a really brand new Yoshi game, and not like
it wasn't popular enough, maybe
not like the fucking Kirby game we just had.
I mean, what I saw at E3 looked literally complete, and that was last year. That wasn't this year. So last year, it looked like it was ready to ship.
Yeah.
The fact that they pushed it, that's why I love Nintendo. Like, there's no reason any other company would have that game.
Didn't they reconfirm that Odyssey was like basically done at the January reveal of the Switch?
Yeah. It's just polished all the way until you're ready to go gold.
And that's how you get one up, girl.
Yep.
That's how you get it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was great.
Yes, that was amazing. That was worth the entire game.
They added
for me.
A lot of those moons that you can buy. Like I think the costumes and stuff they probably added, but it's, seems like they had the game. And I don't know about.
Speaking of which, because I know that was one of your big gripes early on, the easy moons and whatnot. I don't know if we ever touched on this, but this is 100% reason why that was a thing. Portable play.
Yep.
It's awesome to just I can go do a quick moon in 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever while I'm on my way to work or on a bus or something. They built that kind of stuff in there for the portable aspect of the Switch.
That's a good point.
Those moons.
And the game was built for the Switch. The game was built for the Switch from the ground up.
Ground up for the Switch, and that makes a whole lot of sense. That's why you got a lot of those easier moons. It was like, that's a moon I can go tackle, in my little 5-minute commute or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that's why they did it.
Come to think of it, that's why the dungeons weren't long in Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
Even the actual dungeons, they weren't really that long.
Yep, exactly the same thing.
Shit, I just had another point based on that idea. Oh, the other reason that maybe this Smash, why it's not so exciting. Just think how if this was the first handheld Smash ever, how much more exciting that would be if we didn't have the 3DS version already.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of extra work on that 3DS version to make that.
They worked magic on that.
3DS ruins everything, man.
They paid off in sales. That thing's so stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's just we've kind of already been here. We've been HD with Smash, 1080p 60. We've been portable already with Smash. So I just think that's why there's no just super excitement. Everyone's looking forward to it. I know we're gonna play a shit ton of it, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have so many laughs. It's just for me, it's I'm trying to think of another entertainment thing, like movie where you're looking forward to it, you're gonna go watch it, but you're just not like, oh my god, I can't wait to see the next trailer, or I can't wait till it's released. I can't think of anything else to really compare in the same fashion.
Yeah.
But man, nah, not at all.
2019 is gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be. You're gonna be like, man, I ain't got my wallet. I don't have enough.
I need to save my money.
There's not enough time between these games.
And I ain't gonna have my Best Buy Gamers Club anymore.
Best Buy Gamers Club will be expired by then. You'll be like, oh, damn.
Hey man, I got 5.
Amazon tripping too. They changing rules as far as. The discounts when you can get them. It's on what you can get them on. It's like, come on.
It was always pre-orders only, whereas Best Buy was at any time you could go fucking buy that game.
Well, there are certain games you can't get it on. You can't get it on special editions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't get it on.
I got a weird alibi. The bad guys will still win again. And the reason why I say that is we can vouch as Nintendo fans and say, you know what? You have no choice but to be on our platform now. But F you, I'm not going to support you anyway because you're greedy type situation, right? For those those types of publishers. But there are masses as well that bought the Nintendo Switch, and I would imagine a lot of households are going to have more than one this holiday season coming up, and I think they're still going to win. So they're cheap ports, they're lackadaisical type solutions that they tried to do or whatever, streaming or what have you. They're still going to end up winning out, I think, in 2019 because they're going to dump whatever they can on it now. This is going to be like the Wii all over again.
If you're a company that produced a game, let's say on the 360 PS3, and maybe it didn't do that well, why aren't you trying to find a way to get that thing on the Switch right now? Like that, if you think resources-wise, how much it's going to cost and how much you can benefit, especially if it's like a quote-unquote realistic-looking type of game, you could corner these markets, and nobody is doing it. Nobody is trying to corner these markets. Like I can think of 10 games right now on my 360 that would be great on the Switch. I think I actually mentioned one before, which was they made a remaster of Bulletstorm. Like Bulletstorm would make so much sense because
that's an epic game.
Engine for it, yeah, it's an epic game. The engine has full support on Switch. I forget Like what?
Try Unreal Engine 3, but still, other games have been.
Well,
easy.
there's Unreal Engine 3 games on Switch.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's just like, if your game didn't sell that great, man, you can have some shine. You can, and it won't be that much. I'm guessing it won't be that much of a resource hog to put something like that out. And that would make. I mean, imagine a lot of those games portably. Like that's a big thing. That is a thing that people talk about all the time. And I'm not talking about Nintendo fans. I'm talking about non-Nintendo fans. People that just ended up getting a Switch because they like that. You know, they can take their console game wherever. And then what? Nobody's cornering these markets. I don't understand. Like I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's stupid. Like okay, we can't get the new Call of Duty. Why not some of the older ones?
Yeah, I take Black Ops 1 on the go.
Right.
It's just.
I mean, you got a Black Ops on the damn, or not Black Ops, but you got a Call of Duty game on the Vita that ran at 10 frames per second.
Trash.
So why can't we have one? It doesn't make sense to me.
Dumb. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Anything else, guys? Anybody got anything else?
That's
We'll
all.
wrap this up.
I just want to Rivals go home too.
Oh, jeez. Well, see, that's the difference. Though a Wii game would be more resource because you have to put it in HD, and that's why you can charge $50 for Go Vacation.
I seen someone playing that on my friends list. I was like, really?
Oh, real?
Yeah, like I think that game is actually gonna strangely sell.
Man, don't do that, y'all. No, I don't really mind, but I wish it was cheaper. It should be like a $30 game. But those types of games are not like what's that Konami one? That's not the market for Switch. Those types of games aren't going to be the thing on Switch.
Yeah.
They're trying to treat the Switch like it's Wii, and it's not.
It's not.
So, although it has some Wii-like stuff going on, I would like to see some Wii-like things, but don't actually bring Wii games. Third-party companies bring 360, bring PS3.
Carnival Game 7. I see it coming.
Oh, jeez.
They're
All right, I
bringing it. They
guess
are-
that's it. Oh, Mass Effect Trilogy. Yes, perfect. Mass Effect's Trilogy would be awesome on Switch right now. I would go buy it again.
Yeah.
Totally buy that game again. To play, like, lounging on the couch? Hells yeah.
Dude, Mass Effect 2, fuck me, I think I completed it about 8 times.
Right?
Yeah, that's
I
a good
played that game at least 4 or 5 times, so
Fucking love it.
it's great. All right. I guess that's it for episode, what was it, 205? Was it
205.
205. Episode, God dang.
Y'all up there.
No, this shit's going so
This
fast.
is insane. Episode 205. That's it. Let's go ahead and give our outros, starting with Clocked It.
Yeah, not much for me. Good podcast. Lots of different opinions, especially towards the end. But yeah, not much from me. I'll just finish up by pimping my channel for the change. You know, I had one little mission when I first come on YouTube. Number one was just to get one video out, and number two was to get hopefully about 200 subscribers. And I thought when you got 200 people, you know, you'll get some good comments. So I'm nearly there. My mission is to get there by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed to me and you like video games, can I just chat about pretty much anything I can come up with? Then check me out, clocked.it. Let's go.
Yeah, I watched your last video. Great stuff. There's a guy in your comment section, Terminator Juice. He doesn't understand what you're trying to say. So ignore that guy. Ignore
I'm
that
giving you
guy.
a different perspective.
You might want to block him. I don't know. You might want to
You guys,
delete his comments.
But no,
It's
good podcast. T. Enjoyed it, mate.
All right, Robert.
So, you know, enjoy life. Enjoy the time you have left on this earth, because eventually, dude, you're gonna fucking die. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it's been good. It's been real and very real. Have a nice day and good night. See you. Have a good one.
Have a nice day and good night.
Don't die.
Don't die, people. Hashtag don't die. All right. Shadow Fox.
So I really wanted to say that I wanted the Saturn to be my favorite console, but I didn't get as many games as you guys did. So Road Ninja K9 Descent. I got a video coming up on my channel, but Final Cut said no. So look for that pretty soon. If the Google guys allow me, and we'll go from there. But as I always say, do you play games to have fun or to impress other people?
Cool. Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your background?
That's my neighbors.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, good discussion. I mean, I didn't want to become like the people I used to just bash the shit out of when Splatoon won in the whole voice chat, and we had a bunch of people jumping ship. Like I still play my Switch every day, mostly Rocket League, but I still play I'm happy I have the system. I just I'm guess even though I love Rocket League, I wouldn't be playing it right now if there had been, a couple major games earlier in the year that kind of kept me in that Nintendo bubble. But I'm still looking forward to Smash and 2019 for sure. I can't wait to Nintendo gets their next like game that's like AAA for them, like their full effort, which Smash will have, will be that, but I'm talking like
Single player.
the Metroid or the next Odyssey type, Breath of the Wild type effort in a Nintendo game.
You're not like this one. I just want to say you're not like this one Debbie Downer, super duper Nintendo fanboy I know that that had problems with Operation Rainfall. Thought people were stupid for going through that movement, and then when the games came out, he went out and bought all the games. He had a problem with it, and then when the games came, he went out and bought all the games. He's a super duper Nintendo, like he loves Mario, loves Zelda, but didn't like Odyssey or Breath of the Wild. They didn't do anything for him apparently. He's just a super Debbie Downer right now. I'm not gonna say his name. He's a silly guy, but you're not on that level, not even close. So I just wanted to throw that out there to that Nintendo guy who's. I think that there's some Nintendo fans who are like, I want to do a video on it, where it's just like they have a battered housewife syndrome, and then unless Nintendo's like not doing well, they're not happy with their console. Like it has to be like unless like they're in a Wii U situation where they're quote unquote having to defend everything, they're not having fun with their console. Like how can you be a crazy Mario fan and not like Odyssey, or crazy Zelda fan and not like Breath of the Wild? I don't doesn't make sense to me.
Mizzah Tee, I would just like to say real quick, the chat is like so savage. I just thought to let you know.
Oh man. Oh man. You guys are way savage and savvy. I can't even like hide it.
About what?
Who I'm talking about. Oh man, you guys are you're too good. But yeah, so I thought I was being clever and slick there, but I guess not. But anyway.
I missed when you were trying to say that I'm not like some of those others.
Yeah, I'm talking about a certain person, and the chat knows who I'm talking about. They picked it up right away. I was trying to be slick.
About the names that have been dropped.
Oh, okay.
And like,
yeah,
I see the name now. I know exactly where you went with that. Wow.
Yeah, okay, you got it now.
It's like as soon as he mentioned it, they're like, "No, we dropping dimes."
Yeah, we don't like this kindler, gentler, Mizzah Tee. What's up with this?
Insecure vagina. No, we stop.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Just go ahead. I just thought about that.
Yeah, I was just I was trying to fix something on my computer because I have two monitors, one at 1440p, one at 1080, and the 1440 all the text is way too small, and on my 1080 screen now all my text is way too big, and I I had to sign out to turn off like so I could adjust the scaling on each monitor. So I didn't realize signing out of Windows was going to kick me out of everything, but now it seems so obvious. But anyway, I was trying to say, like, I'm still strong Switch supporter. I have no regrets. I still enjoy the system, and it sucks to be such a long time Nintendo fan to not really have much to be excited about with this great system that's out. So I guess that was kind of where I was going with that.
But there's third party, and that's not the point. He's talking about Nintendo games. It's like they don't listen. They don't listen.
There's definitely a bunch of games to like keep me occupied. If I wasn't so hooked on Rocket League right now, there's plenty of games I could be picking up. So I still got to get back into Hollow Knight and beat that damn game, But then there's Flippin' Death and
a ton of shit.
Yeah, Dead Cells. I mean, I'm still kind of tempted to pick up Wolfenstein 2 if Mario Tennis Aces, if I can sell that, get most of my money back. I'll probably pick up.
He is pimping that game right now.
So, guys, hello.
I might throw it out.
Anybody looking for a discount?
It's just like what T said last week. He just wants some Nintendo games for this Nintendo console.
We're talking Nintendo games. We understand that there's a ton of stuff. There's way more stuff on Switch this year than last year. It's just that we're talking Nintendo specific games.
For Nintendo, there isn't. Right. Anyway, good podcast. It's still fun doing these, even though I'm not like all in with Nintendo like I used to be right now. These podcasts are still great. We still have fun. We still have great discussions. So thanks for hosting T, and really enjoyed this one. So that's it.
Peace, folks.
Deuces.
Are you done, T? Did you give me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next week.